Here we go. Chapter 5 in a brand new episode, episode 2. Where's my mother? We're going to find out why they think I've murdered Elizabeth. So in the last episode, I've just realised, I thought, I get the names confused, Elizabeth and Emily. Emily's the girl with the twin sister, right? I need to remember that. And Elizabeth was the girl that we were drinking with. So they're accusing me of murdering Elizabeth, the girl that we were drinking with, that I told her to fuck off because I'm not interested in her childish antics. And to be fair, I'm glad she's dead because she was a dick. Right. Chapter 5. Let's do it.
How many times must I tell you? You must never put your life on the line for me.
Mother has always had a fascination for Lord Mortimer, but has never wanted to tell me why.
We are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible. Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine.
All I can tell you is I'm looking for my sister.
Do you believe your mother capable of torturing a child?
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother.
Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs, and Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. You will find that Lord Mortimer is not what one would call conventional, Monsieur de Richet.
There's the body on the
Monsieur
floor.
de Richet, I am arresting you for the murder of Elizabeth Adams.
You know what it is? I think my mother killed her. I'm just going to go out and say it. I think my mother's a fucking monster. Right. Manuscripts. I've just realised that, look, 3 manuscripts to equip. I've only been equipping 1. Have I been missing out on skill points because I thought you could only equip 1 at a time? Alright, I think we should go with politics. Logic. And psychology, why not? Right, we'll go with them. Lord Mortimer. It's been a long time coming.
At last we meet, Monsieur de Richet. Do you mind if I call you Louis?
Please do.
Thank you. I wish to apologize wholeheartedly, Louis. I made you cross the seas, and I wasn't even here to welcome you. When I asked you to join us here, it was, of course, in the hope that you would help us find your mother. But an act of horrific violence occurred during the night, and I do not know if this is linked to the disappearance of Sarah.
No, it is. I think the way this guy is talking, I think this guy's in on it as well. A link with my mother.
If there's a possible link to my mother, I hope you'll let me know.
In the early hours of the morning, Elizabeth Adams was found dead in her room, savagely mutilated with a knife. I'll get straight to the point, Louis. According to the initial elements at my disposal, you were the last person to see her alive.
Yes, last night we, Do you suspect me?
I want you to tell me everything that happened last night and leave nothing out. Tell me, how did the evening begin?
Right, we're going to have to be very careful here. Yeah, well, that's the only option.
Duchess Hillsborough and I were returning to our rooms when Elizabeth came up to us. She was in a state of panic and insisted that she needed to speak to me. She said she feared for her life. I took my leave of the Duchess and followed Elizabeth to her room.
Continue.
She insisted we have a drink, without which she refused to confide anything.
What exactly did she want to speak about?
We're going to have to be very careful here. Right, I don't want to tell him. I just thought she'd see me mother. We're going to keep that to ourselves.
About my mother. She had just found out that I was Sarah de Richet's son. Elizabeth wanted to tell me about the horrors my mother apparently inflicted on her.
Finding out that your own parents had always lied to you. Well, that must not have been an easy thing to hear. But do go on.
I refused to go on drinking with her. She already seemed drunk and her conversation became confused. So, then she ordered me to get out. If only I'd stayed.
Don't blame yourself, Louis. How could you have known? But thank you for this new information.
Louis, I shan't hide the fact that this tragedy puts me in a very delicate situation. I cannot risk upsetting the smooth operation of our next conference. But the case cannot remain unaddressed. I must reassure my guests, and justice will be done. And for that to happen, I must ask for your help.
Why's that?
You met Elizabeth. You spoke together, I believe. She trusted you. Listen, Louis. Find out who could have committed this murder. I refuse to believe that one of my guests is the murderer. I want to know who is responsible for this. And I trust you. You have my backing. You must stop at nothing. Can I count on you?
Of course. How would you like me to proceed?
Maybe you could start by going to the scene of the crime. Elizabeth was attacked in her room.
Now what is, I've got a theory here. I think Emily and our twin sister, obviously one of the sisters is on this island as well, unbeknownst to everyone. I think she might have done it. And that would have give the real Emily, who was with me, a great alibi, because I was like, oh yeah, she was with me. Yeah, I think that's what's happened.
Can you tell me anything else about what happened?
Now, Louis, I wouldn't want to influence you. Get over there and form your own opinion.
Right. I'll get over there immediately.
Thank you, Louis. Now, once you've finished, come back and let me know your findings. I'll be waiting. And Louis, you've got permission to search through the guests' rooms. They've all been notified and they agree.
Excellent. We can do some massive thievery. Now, did you notice we didn't get the talent for using oh, that was why we didn't get it last episode. Use exactly one consumable of each type during a quest. I fucking accidentally used, well, I didn't accidentally use, but I used 2 of those 3-point ones. I thought it was just use one. Alright, okay. Well, we'll try and get that another time. You recover your effort points lost when you encounter an immunity. Reach level 3 vigilante and questioning skills. Bloody hell. I should have been looking for these. We've got to reach level 3 in manipulation. That's what I'm going to go for. And an opportunity successfully, now return 1 effort point to you. We need to be going for that. Ah, but that's really good. We need to get level 3 in manipulation. That's where we're spending all of our points next level up. Yeah, don't think you're not a suspect, mate.
Nightmare painted by Fuseli in 1781.
I'm investigating everybody. Leviathan. Is that just a hole going down? Yeah, that's not dangerous or anything, that like.
Which 4-letter word could open this chest?
Right, that's interesting. What four-letter word would do that?
Golden elixir. I'll keep it for later.
Maybe it's on one of the paintings. Speak to the Pope. It will not pick up Devil's Thorn 4. Which one's the Devil's Thorn? I don't know which one's which. I've got to come back here anyway, so I'll now it is I'll leave that there. I want to talk to that guy.
Dante's Purgatory. Why does your mind presume to flight when you're still like the imperfect grub, the worm before it's attained its final form? Charming.
Grub. Grub? You reckon?
Which four-letter word could open this chest?
Nah, not possible. Zeus. Ha! Zeus. What an absolute guess. Oh, we've got some mad items here, like. Oh, nice one, bro. Yeah, when I seen that, when I was going through the letters and I saw like unusual letters like the Z and the U. Right, let's speak to this guy.
Your Eminence, I imagine that you've heard the news about Miss Adams.
What a tragedy, my son. How could such a thing have happened?
That's exactly what I'm trying to find out. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary last night?
I saw the young French soldier, Bonaparte, I believe, hanging around near Miss Adams' room. But I would not want to get an innocent man into trouble, Louis. It's probably nothing. But if I were you, my son, I would talk to Monsieur Peru. You remember how violently he set upon Miss Adams.
Oh, don't worry. He's on the list of suspects.
What a tragedy, my son. How could such a thing have happened?
That's exactly what I'm trying to find out. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary last night?
I saw the young French soldier, Bonaparte, I believe, hanging around near Miss Adams' room. But I would not want to get an innocent man into trouble, Louis. It's probably nothing.
Not to worry, Your Eminence. If he is innocent, then he has nothing to fear. Do you know why Monsieur Bonaparte was hanging around her room like that?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to learn that the dashing young soldier had become infatuated with a fragile young woman who looked a bit lost. But I don't think he got a very warm welcome.
Bonaparte and Adams? But they didn't even know each other, did they?
I couldn't say, Louis. But if I were you,
That's
my
it.
son, I would talk to Monsieur Peru. You remember how violently he set upon Miss Adams.
Oh, don't worry. He's on the list of suspects.
Yeah, I don't think he would have done it. I could be mistaken. Right. If anyone, he'd want to kill me because I put him right in his fucking place, mate.
Dante's Purgatory.
Right, let's go.
Why does your mind presume to flight when you're still like the imperfect grub, the worm before it's attained its final form?
Alright, let's be methodical. Whose room's this? Nobody's. It's nobody's room.
Sir Jacques Peru?
Right, well, let's investigate this guy. Aha. Mr. Peru.
What do you want from me, de Richet?
Greetings. It's fallen to me
Cut
that...
the crap! Get to the point. We both know why you're here.
And have you got anything to tell me?
What does it matter? It's too late anyway. Do what you have to do and get out.
It's never too late, sir. If you have something to say, now is the time.
You don't understand. Everything's already written. It's over.
Why is he behaving like the perfect culprit? What is it that's already written? I'm not sure I follow you.
No, you don't.
Don't be a fool, mate.
A pattern with 4 circles. Dear Monsieur Peru, I'm writing to thank you for the funds you sent. These funds will be crucial for the renovation of the western wing of the orphanage. The children you sent are doing marvelously well, and little Pierre will soon be walking. Some of them still sometimes suffer nightmares about their parents on the scaffold, but I expect they will cease in due course. Should you decide to send us more, please note that another 20 beds will soon be ready. The children and myself will never thank you enough. Long live the Republic. Long live France. Sister Marie-Hélène. I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
He doesn't seem like a bad man, this Monsieur Peru. I think he's just in way over his head. What's he got himself into?
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later. Dear Monsieur, I have no space left.
Devil's
I'll retrieve
Thorn.
it later.
We already know about that.
This is Circe. The Massacre of the Innocents, but by Van Harlem. I think that Mortimer likes to play mind games with his guests.
No voiceover on this one? I don't know if we shall meet again. At this point in time I am a prisoner, snared by my own decisions. You must be protected. My future is lost without you. You can still be saved. No matter how much bitterness you hold against me, you must know that I made a pact with the devil, who I thought I could master. I thought I knew the monsters, but what I did for France is nothing compared to what they are capable of doing. Now I can't see a way out. The jaws are closing upon me. I love you now and forever. Is that him writing that? Peru, you silly boy, what have you done?
Great. Honey.
Royal jelly's full. Put them back in there.
Great. Honey.
I've got to try and not use any more honey, and I've got to use one of every other item, but only one.
Records of the police. Notes intended for the police lieutenant of Paris. It's a list of people under surveillance in Paris. And there's some well-known names on it. This is valuable information. This shouldn't be lying around.
Bloody informant list.
Dear friend, please come and join us. We must meet about the ongoing operations in Paris. A boat will be waiting for you in Calais and will take you to Dover in England. From there, a carriage will take you to the port of Tintagel, where a frigate will be waiting for you and other guests, so you can meet up with me on my island as quickly as possible.
That's just his invitation letter. He likes being spanked. Look, he's got a spanking paddle. He hasn't got a balcony. Oh no, he has. Right then, you little scallywag.
The Massacre of the Innocents by Rubens. A bit gloomy. Guess my room is not that bad.
All right. Have you finished?
Not quite. I'd like you to answer a few questions.
Questioning. We can manipulate him. But wait there. Monsieur Peru. We know he's vulnerable to psychology. He's probably... I don't think manipulation's gonna work on him. He's probably gonna be really strong against it. So let's not do that. Maybe. You know what it is? It might work on him, you know. I'm gonna go for it. Let's see if he's... for one point, we'll find out if he's strong against it or not.
2 days ago, I surprised you having a go at Miss Adams.
What happened? Did you want to give her another beating? She wouldn't let you push her around again, huh?
Shut up, you little shit! You have no idea what happened, and here you are, carping away. You think you're investigator of the year. Have you taken a look at yourself, Deriche?
Didn't you get enough beating her black and blue the last time?
I did not!
I did not.
Go on. Keep going.
Finish what you came to do, then get out of my room.
Yeah. Right, I thought that didn't go anywhere. What we'll do is...
I'd like to talk about the letter you're writing. What woman is it addressed to?
Who says it's a woman? I'm not saying any more. There's no point you insisting.
Well, that led us absolutely nowhere, which is a shame.
Monsieur Perruque. I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
To be honest, I don't think he did it. I really don't. He's just there to waste your time.
Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte.
Other than Napoleon. Oh, he's in deep thought in the corner. We'll let him stew for a bit. Gather all the information first. And all the items. I don't really want to do that. Not yet. I'm trying to go for the one item episode. Oh, we've already been in this room, haven't we?
My dearest son, I'm writing to implore you to act quickly. The situation is rapidly worsening here.
Yeah, we've already been in it. We've already robbed this room. Right, let's go and talk to him. Oh, good sir.
Monsieur de Richet, please be quick. We are both very busy.
Someone saw you not far from the victim's room. Can you tell me what you were doing exactly, please?
I can tell you that someone is an idiot. I wanted to warn her to be careful. You see, on the night of my arrival, I saw someone leaving her room in haste, and I wanted to speak to her, to warn her. Unfortunately, the young lady slipped through my fingers each time. Now I know why. She had every reason to be worried. What an idiot I was not to insist. I could have helped her.
I think we should do that. Is he sincere?
I've been studying him for a while now, and I don't think he was lying. Yet, I'm surprised how easy it was for me to read him. It must surely be his military side. I wish they all could be like that. My investigation would be finished already.
That was a fucking waste. That's exactly what I was thinking. I think he's being sincere, but I thought that was going to open up something else. That's fucking bullshit, that.
Did you hear about young Elizabeth?
Indeed, it is deeply regrettable.
Lord Mortimer asked me to...
I know. You no doubt want to know my alibi. I spent the night downstairs playing cards.
Can you tell me who was present at the game, please?
Well, there were Lord Mortimer, President Washington, and Sir Gregory.
Thank you.
Ah, and His Eminence Piaget as well. Excuse me, I nearly forgot him. Poor soul.
Pretty much everybody.
What time did the game end?
I can't say exactly. As for me, I must have stayed until midnight. I was exhausted, couldn't think straight. So I preferred to go up to bed.
On your way up to bed, did you notice anything out of the ordinary?
No, not in the least. The whole manor was sound asleep.
Not really. No. Did any of you leave during the game?
Not that I know of, monsieur. I didn't exactly spend my time noting the other guests' comings and goings, but I don't think so.
Thank you. Did you notice anything unusual during the evening?
Nothing at all, except the luck of the devil of Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory at cards.
Did they win much?
Oh la la, monsieur, they cleaned us out more like. But I plan on getting it all back before we leave. Well, have we finished, monsieur?
Exactly. Thanks again for all your answers. Good day.
Yeah, that went nowhere. I don't think these guys did it anyway. I think it's gonna be... Oh, well, it can't be Lord Mortimer. Maybe one of the servants. Either the servants, my mother, or Emily's sister.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Right, I think this is where we're going to get some answers. Wow, very nice room.
King George III in coronation robes. Nice touch for the room of an English duchess. Tending children at the orphanage in Harlem. I find it a little hard to understand this painting choice. Amber crystals.
Dear E, I received your last letter. Unfortunately, the Crown informed the Golden Order that our mission should under no circumstances hamper Sir Gregory's plans. Decidedly, they have support from the highest level in Buckingham Palace. So here we both are, hands and feet tied, and little room to maneuver. Keep me abreast of events. our mission is becoming more complicated. Yours, E. T.S. The French chapter of the Order doesn't appear to know anything about the arrival of our friend Sarah. I therefore cannot comment on it. However, my guess is that she has come here for personal reasons.
Sarah. Who the Oh, Sarah's my bloody... Sarah's my mother, man, isn't she? Yeah.
Dear E, I
French
received
chapter of the
your
Order
last
doesn't appear to know anything about the arrival of
Unfortunately,
our
the
friend
Crown informed
Sarah.
the Golden Order that our mission...
That sounds like it's not their friend. It's like a sinister way of saying it. Our friend Sarah. Yeah, she's no friend to them.
The Lady's Waldegrave by Reynolds, painted upon the request of the Waldegrave family, in an effort to find them a husband.
Grammar of Port-Royal. Ah, the artistry of the French language in all its splendor. Whoever masters French commands the world. At least une partie of it.
Une partie. Golden elixir. What does that do again? Oh, that cures all negative alterations. Right, okay, we'll keep that for later.
A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Emily has indeed some powerful backers. Madam, thank you for consoling the Queen. The King's situation is worsening, but I wager he'll recover from this present fit. Next time you speak with Her Majesty the Queen, would you please be so kind as to ask her to look into my petition to raise taxes with the King? I will personally see to it that our nation will recover from this impasse. But King George's mental situation is slowing down our decision-taking. Thank you in advance for all your help. William Pitt, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom of Great Britain.
Why she got that letter? Duchess, you can inform King George of the Holy Father's backing. We shall assist you with financing the recruitment of regiments of emigrant royalists to fight against France. Your friend, His Eminence, Piaggi.
2 coils circle the lock.
Dear Gregory, thank you for the information. I've managed to find out about the names you gave me. George Washington is a man you can trust. In spite of his obvious talent for politics, he has remained upright and honest. On the other hand, as you may well know, he is already doing business with Lord Mortimer. It will be more difficult to approach him. Napoleon Bonaparte was unknown to me until today. He's a passionate young French soldier for whom Mortimer predicts a promising future. Take heed. He is a man of conviction, which to my mind makes him potentially dangerous. As for Sarah de Richet, what more is there to say? You already know each other. She was apparently invited by Lord Mortimer about an ongoing matter in Paris that concerns a receiver in stolen art. See you soon. Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
All right, I've retrieved everything. A letter from William Pitt the Elder, addressed to Emily. He was the English Prime Minister. This letter dates from 15 years ago now.
Bloody hell.
Madam, I shall never thank you enough for all your care and attention. I shall be indebted to you until my last breath. If you have any request of me, you only need ask. With regards to my son William, I shall never thank you enough for looking after him. You know the latter's preferences, and you will understand he needs you desperately. For that, and as agreed with Queen Charlotte, our friend Duke Hillsborough will carry out his task and meet with you within 6 months. From then on, you'll be free from want. Yours sincerely, William Pitt, Count of Chatham.
So she married into She married into wealth. Emily Hillsborough, so she met up with the Duke and ended up marrying him.
A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits.
Oh well, that was a waste of a point. I'd rather not have done that. I want to use a devil's thorn on her.
What can I do for you, Louis?
I've come to see you about last night's tragedy. Did you hear anything about what happened to Elizabeth?
Yes, we all did. Rumors spread quickly, you know. How awful. I didn't know her well, but I hope at least the poor thing didn't suffer too much.
If I use this, so she's got a vulnerability to psychology. We didn't know that, did we? I'm gonna have to use that to unlock it.
Death came quickly. You can be assured of that.
If such a senseless act can happen here, then none of us is truly safe anywhere. Lord Mortimer must be mortified that one of his guests could have committed such an act, don't you think?
He is indeed very upset about it. It's only natural after such a violent murder.
Violent? What do you mean?
Elizabeth was stabbed 9 times.
Oh my God, Louis. How awful. The murderer must have had a serious grudge against her to set upon her like that. It must have been a crime of passion. Do you know what happened exactly?
In fact, Lord Mortimer has asked me to look into this case, Emily.
Really? Are you Lord Mortimer's snoop now?
Yes.
I'm doing it for Elizabeth, not to please Mortimer.
Good for you. Quite right, too. Have you found out anything?
Did you and Elizabeth get to know each other?
I must admit, Louis, I didn't take much interest in her. I feel a bit guilty about it, but I never actually spoke to her. She seemed burdened by her problems, and as she wasn't invited to the conference, I didn't really seek her out.
I'm now interviewing all the guests to establish the alibis for each person. Just so that I can cross you off the list of suspects, can you tell me what you were doing on the night of the murder?
She was with me.
I'm given to understand that I'm on the list of suspects.
Don't take it the wrong way, but I must consider every possibility.
Well, if you absolutely wanted to be sure of my activities that evening, you only had to join me, you know.
I know, Emily. Especially since I couldn't prevent the murder, even though I spent part of the evening with Elizabeth.
You're sure it's not too hard to bear for you?
The fact is, I don't have a choice. But I will find the murderer. I owe Elizabeth that, at least. I hear you were in discussions with the Holy See.
Oh, either His Eminence can't keep his tongue from wagging, or you've been poking your nose where you shouldn't, sir.
Even so, Emily, you're raising a royalist army. That's no small matter.
And you are straying from the subject. Is there anything else you wanted to ask me?
Ah, yes. You're very shady, and I haven't figured you out yet.
I won't keep you, Emily. Thank you for answering my questions.
See you, Louis.
Right, let's pick this up now.
A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits.
Right, so I've used that. I haven't used that yet, negative alteration. I need to use that free skill. I'll use that when I interview the next person, and then I'll probably get addicted, so I'll use the Devil's Thorn, and then I can't use anything for the rest of the episode. I've got 4 skill points, it could be enough. Right, let's go. I think it's going to be Piaggi next, possibly.
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Ah, Godoy. I thought he wasn't here yet. Godoy. Godoy, mate.
Huh, that's me.
I can't go in my room. I was going to investigate myself. I'm nothing but thorough.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Where's he? He's suspicious. Wait there. Who's Piaggi again? Oh no, I've already spoke to him. I was thinking about... him. Gregory Home. That's who I need to find. I got him mixed up with Piaggi.
President George Washington.
Oh, we'll investigate Washington. I've never been in his room yet, have I? Oh, very grand. This is the best room in the game. White walls, it looks a lot more modern.
It looks like a note between Emily and Washington about trade deals.
Ah, I haven't got politics.
My dear George, I'd like to invite you to join me as planned at my place. I have a project to show you. It is time that the United States played a more important role on the world stage. I understand your reluctance of playing with fire. I know your new country is very young, but rest assured that I would do nothing to jeopardize what we have built together. I look forward to seeing you soon. Your friend, William.
That's William. I forgot the word. Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Or England. But what's this? It's a box. It's a box which I can't open.
Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost.
We're going to use that. Good, we're going to use that on him. If it gives us the chance. Alright, here we go. Mr. Washington.
Greetings, Louis.
Mr. President, you can guess why I'm here.
Of course.
Lord Mortimer has sent me to ask you a few questions about last night.
It's... How am I going to tell Elizabeth's father that she's dead?
I know, Mr. President. I shall endeavor to find out the truth about this tragedy. I must ask you to help me, though. Please.
Find the degenerate pig who did this, Louis.
Got no information on him at all. Etiquette, I think, will be good. Tell you what, I'm going to use this.
I'm talking to all the guests to find out who has an alibi and, well, who doesn't, Mr. President. Can you tell me what you were doing last night so that I can strike your name off the list?
I spent the night right here,
a reading.
All night?
Exactly. Emily stopped by in the middle of the night. You can ask her. She wanted to talk about some business we have in common.
Anything whatsoever to do with Elizabeth?
Not at all, Louis. A business matter.
So, we know that she was here. He looks like he's grieving. We'll have to use it.
Are you alright, Mr. President? Are you feeling alright?
Oh, don't worry. It's this rotten toothache. What do you expect? I'm no spring chicken now.
Tell me, Mr. President, had you spoken to Elizabeth since your arrival? You know her father. You thought she was dead.
No, I didn't. And I believe I'll be taking my remorse with me to my grave. I wanted to, but I didn't know where to begin.
You can't blame yourself. You couldn't have known that her days were numbered. Do you know if she had any enemies, Mr. President?
Not that I know of. I heard about her altercation with Mr. Peru, but that case was closed if I'm not mistaken. But if in doubt, I wouldn't leave any door unopened. And I'd go and question your fellow countrymen.
Don't worry. Countryman or not, I'm not letting anybody slip through the cracks. Do you know why she came to the island?
To get help, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that right?
Indeed. Sir Gregory suggested to her father that he introduce her to Lord Mortimer to see if he could help her.
Yes, Lord Mortimer has a talent for healing, apparently. I'm not surprised Sir Gregory advised her to come.
Agreed. I shan't keep you any longer, Mr. President.
Feel free, Louis. If there's anything I can do, just ask.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Right, we've only got 4 points to last us the entire episode. I want to use this now so I don't forget. I can't! You can't just use this without having a negative effect. So that means... I can't do it this episode. Oh, I can get a negative if I go and eat the... If I go to Elizabeth's room and eat the silver stuff, I can get a negative problem and I can cure it with that. Right, I want to do that. We're still on for unlocking this trade point. Oh wait there. Yes, we are. Who the hell's this? Just a man. But first... we're investigating this room. Because he's hanging about outside. I know I wouldn't be hanging about a murder scene. Unless I had reason. Oh, that body's still there. Brutal. Right. So if I eat one of these... Oh, they're gone. The magnesium is gone, or it won't let us investigate it.
Vials of laudanum. Large quantities could knock out a bull. Could Elizabeth have been drugged? If the body wounds are anything to go by, then clearly not. She put up a fierce fight.
Right, I can't do this then.
Clock stopped at 3:54. If it was smashed during the murder, then I've just established the time of the crime.
Right, so I don't think we're going to get this trait this episode because there's no way of me inflicting a bad ailment on myself. So what I'm going to do is I think is if I come across any more items, I'm just going to start using them. So I'm full up for the next episode. I think that's wise.
A pentagram? What the hell's been going on here? Contrary to what most people believe, a pentagram's not there to conjure up, I don't know what evil or demonic creature. With the point toward the top, the pentagram is an ancient symbol of protection against evil. Many esoteric rituals are based on this shape. Could Elizabeth have been sacrificed during an occult ritual?
I can't imagine she would have wanted to have
A
slept
piece of fabric, high quality at that.
in this room.
I'd say it's silk. Going by the texture and the gray hue, it must come from a dress, that kind that women of quality wear. It's a travel dress. The silk has been lightly waxed to protect it from bad weather. And I know the very woman who came up with the idea, given all the traveling she does. My mother. God help us. Why did she come here in the first place? The material appears to have undergone abnormal wear and tear. She must have been scouring the countryside, and that doesn't look good.
So it looks like my mother was here. What the fuck's this? Gun. That looks like the gun from the
fairly new,
box.
I'd say. And judging by the weight of it, fairly light. It's extremely well maintained. The barrel is perfectly clean. It isn't loaded, and there's no traces of gunshot residue. I'd conclude that it hasn't been used recently. A tribute engraved on the barrel. To the liberators of France. There's a few dried traces of blood on the grip. Difficult to know for sure how they got there. Right. I shall have to find its owner.
someone French.
30 November, 1791. My dear sister, the cancellation of our reunion hit me like a stab to the heart. Father told me it was for you.
I've already read that.
June 11th, 1791.
That's how we knew she had a sister.
A notebook, written in Elizabeth's handwriting. It is written in a mix of several languages. Not too easy to... It's medieval Latin. Well, enough to translate a bit. He's coming. The demon is upon me. He's coming back to kill me. There she is. Death has come to finish me off. I've just run into her son. That was her last entry. What tortured writing.
Yeah, well, we already know that she thinks my mother's the devil and that she wanted to kill her.
My dear Elizabeth, I'm writing to inform you.
Yeah, we know this.
The blade is short and thin, well sharpened, apparently. It's covered in blood. Still fresh. The lower part of the handle is unsullied by blood. The murderer gripped the weapon so tight that there's no blood where he held it. The handprint indicates a small and slender hand. Poor girl bled to death. Whoever left that footprint has boats for feet. That's at least a size 15. Where's a size like that here? Peru? Washington, maybe.
Yeah, I probably should have came. This is why I'm not a detective. I probably should have came here first and then went questioning people. I'm gonna have to go. But the good thing is I need to go back to their rooms anyway because I want to pick up all the gear.
Knocked over bottle of wine.
I know that smell. It's laudanum. It must have been mixed with the wine directly in the bottle.
Is that what they tried to... Is that what she tried to give me? I'm just standing on her legs.
No wounds, but blood on the right hand. Nothing on the left except that tattooed symbol.
So could it be her hand?
This pinnacle's a trap. The wearers of the pinnacle thought that they were protected from evil by surrounding it inside the different circles of the pinnacle. No marks or bruising around the wrists. It doesn't look like she was tied up or held by force. Blood, but no trace of blows on the legs. Let's see. No trace of sexual assault or rape. More tattoos, similar to those on the rest of her body.
So she hasn't got any damage to her hands. She hasn't been raped. Could the knife next to her hand that's got a small, tightly gripped handle be her hand? Because there's two knives, isn't there?
There are numerous marks on the body. She must have fought like a lion. It couldn't have happened without a lot of noise. There are also a number of old scars. People who scar themselves in this way generally do so to relieve some kind of psychological suffering. By trying to master the pain, they establish their self-control. Scars are superficial and were made several years ago. She wasn't trying to take her own life. Scarring, ugh. Scarring isn't very regular, but they're mostly from old cuts. She had the Sigillum de Ameth tattooed on her, the symbol of the living God, written in the language of angels, according to believers. It is rare for someone to know about symbols like this at her age, unless her mother was a tutor. Symbol of the Masons.
The Masons,
What's
and
that
bloody
doing
knew
there?
it.
I see no sign of bruising on the skull. The only clue is a scar from a previous craniectomy. Poor Elizabeth, she must have been very young when she went through all that. That's torture. She also has old scars around the neck, maybe mutilations. She bled from the nose. There's signs of bleeding, but I don't see any traces of bruising. There's signs of bleeding, but I don't see any traces of bruising. What a strange smell.
Etiquette. I know that smell. I'll use this one.
Your breath. It smells of alcohol and of laudanum. People use it to relieve pain.
Hold on. Did she stab herself? Did she get absolutely off her tits on laudanum, numbed herself, and just started stabbing herself in the chest?
I count no fewer than 9 wounds on the thorax with a lot of blood. On first sight, I'd say that's what caused her death. The wounds are clean and look like they've been inflicted by a sharp object. Some of the lacerations have damaged vital organs, the heart, the right lung, which is perforated. Most of them weren't given with much force. She might even have survived. But the stab in the heart, though not all that deep, sealed her fate. Some of these tattoos are veritable works of... What's that? The skin between her breasts is different. Bloody hell! This tattoo was drawn on a page of leather and stitched onto her skin.
What the
Probably
fuck?
during childhood. If the scars are anything to go by. It's the same kind of tattoo as on the rest of her body.
She's been absolutely mutilated, really, all through her life. Right. So I think we need to... what the fuck are you doing in here? I didn't see you. You little creeper.
Has Sir finished with this room?
No, I haven't gone over everything yet.
Sir may take his time. When Sir would like to leave, Sir has only to tell me.
You've been watching us all this time. Knife. Let's look at the knife one last time. Right, well, can I do anything else with that? Ah, what's this?
Blood spatter indicates that the murder must have held Elizabeth upright during the attack. Even if Elizabeth wasn't very big, I doubt she wouldn't have put up a struggle. It takes tremendous strength to overpower someone like that.
So that rules out her doing it herself unless she threw herself against the wall, which I doubt. Right, yeah, we are looking at a murder here, definitely. Right, we're leaving.
Has Sir finished
I know
with this
enough
room?
now. Thank you.
Very well, Sir. Sir may return whenever need be. I shall guard the door.
Oh, so he's guarding the place. That's quite sensible. Right, you there. You're awfully fishy. You've been looking at that painting for about 3 hours.
Good day, Monsieur de Richet.
Mr. Volner, are you looking for anything in particular? Next to Elizabeth's room?
No, nothing special.
What size foot are you?
You ought to go back to your room, as Lord Mortimer asked you to.
And may I know why you yourself are not in your quarters?
For very sad reasons, sir, which only concern Lord Mortimer, the only person I'm accountable to.
Oh, well, look at you. The new right-hand man. I see. I shall leave you now, sir. I will return to my room.
Right. I need to get into his room. But first, I'm gonna have to get stocked up. Who was this again? George Washington.
President George Washington.
I've gone back in here. I want to pick up all the gear. Did he have any jelly? Yeah, we're not going to get this time, but I need them points. And I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave that infliction for the time being, because I'm going to have to eat more jelly from the other rooms. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost.
Good. So we've maxed out on that. I'm going to have another one of these. Fuck, I keep getting turned round. It's ridiculous. Get out, get out, get out, get out. Actually, you know what it is? We're not going to do that yet. What we're going to do is we're going to continue on to that guy's room, because we'll just do a big circle and we can speak to everyone again.
Monsieur Johann van Volner.
This is it, Mr. Wallner. You're very shady, mate.